You know what's going on?
We don't infringe.
Hey,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen,
As you can tell,
boys and girls,
the entire squad is here now.
Uh-huh.
And we're about to recap week 7 for you, which is a very interesting week, by the way. Wouldn't you say, fellas?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's only 7:13 p.m. Why is that the voice you chose to whip
It's
out?
better-
Because this is my voice. This is my voice.
Oh hell!
That is my voice every day.
It's the better
You
voice.
already done
There's-
lost
there's
your
no-
mic.
there's no-
privileges.
there's
We don't need no loudness in the mic
Exactly. There's no nightcap.
We don't need it.
Then why you putting
This
so much
is-
bass in your voice
This is
then?
my voice.
because I gotta make it reach over.
See,
So
guys?
It's gotta reach because I'm laying. I'm sitting
Oh, so my
back.
bad. So you pull up close
I'm
behind.
sitting. Okay, so I'm sitting back. You know, we out here another day, another dollar. See, there you go. You gotta switch it up depending on how close the mic is to you.
But this is my
Absolutely.
voice.
It's already sent.
This is my voice at 10:30.
It's already
this is my
emotion.
voice at 2. This is my voice at 5.
You really been trying to lay out
Man
This is my
said,
voice at midnight.
the workings of your voice
I'm just
for the last 30 seconds.
When
We
when
went
you have a very silky smooth voice,
silky smooth.
you know what I'm saying? It just
Man said, hey,
hell
it
no.
sticks with you.
you gotta stop.
I don't have to stop anything.
Hey, if that worked for
Man
you, big
said
dog,
silky
I ain't
smooth.
mad.
I've never been told to stop a day in my life.
Oh, but you know what though? We didn't even check if the mics was a thing. Let's check that.
I'm gonna let that rock. You know
checked
what?
it?
That ain't none of
Oh,
my
okay.
business.
You sure? All right.
That
Pop.
ain't none of my business.
Oh,
That's crazy.
man, it's crazy.
Oh, no.
You hear that?
Okay.
Hell no.
He said
Oh,
smooth
yeah.
is fast, fast is smooth.
I'm gonna let y'all comment on that. That ain't none of my business.
Oh, you know that? But shut the fuck up.
We might not. Oh.
You gonna
Gang banging that crib. Said cousin in first grade.
Hey, look.
I
So
don't
you
think that's
know
the ad-lib
what,
that
what
goes
we
with
what
that.
we talking
We'll work
about?
with
are you gonna introduce us? We got
what we
we actually have an
talking about?
audience.
I wanted to make sure that I sent out my shares.
Gotcha.
Make sure everybody sent out
I
their
told you
shares.
it's already sent.
All
It's
right.
already in motion.
What up, everybody?
What up?
It is a Monday.
Come on.
Monday.
It's a good Monday for some, bad Monday for others.
Victory Monday.
Victory Monday.
But welcome into another
I don't know what that
episode
is.
of Outspoken. I am host Cordell Moody.
Marcus.
Rob Carolina, get at me.
Deuce, baby.
Thank you guys again,
Okay.
of course, as usual, for joining us for our Monday countdown. Also, to let you guys know of a change that we're doing, small change until further notice. Thursdays, we will also be live instead of recording. Due to some technical issues.
Two
So
times.
Please keep up with us. So we'll be live twice
Deuce,
a
baby.
week. We'll have some other things in motion, hopefully shortly soon to keep up with that. But yep, we're gonna lock in. We're gonna knock this out, get started. I'm gonna start off. Let's do Steelers Rams.
Steelers Rams.
Huh.
Hey, you know what?
Steelers Rams.
That
let me
was
put
stupid.
Let me put a little something.
It really
on this,
was.
man. Let me put a little something on this. Mike Tomlin, great coach, one of the best coaches in NFL history, said, "You know what? The offense is trash, but this defense, they make plays. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get this bye week. I'm gonna make this offense better,
All right.
and they're gonna get a dub in LA." And that's what they did.
This isn't sustainable.
It is sustainable.
This is not
did you
sustainable.
Did you see the throws Pickett made to Pickens? He had the back shoulder thing. He had about 3 or
He
4.
can make
of
some
them.
throws. He's a
They
professional quarterback.
ran the ball better.
Make some strides.
At the end of the day, the offense was the thing that helped them overcome the Rams because they did enough and put enough points on the board to win the game.
It's not an encouraging amount of points. They're still creating goal line opportunities, scoring touchdowns with their defense.
That's fine.
It's the same thing with the Jets.
It was
It is
only
sustainable.
one.
It's
It was-
tough to sustain. That's
it was-
really all it is. I don't know if I believe in them to be able to continue to move the ball down the field and be steady consistently to put enough points on the board. They haven't showed it consistently all season, but
Nope.
I do give them credit. They fight. Mike Tomlin be having the boys ready to play. And they 4-2 in the playoff hunt right now. Look at that.
The run game is still sputtering a little bit.
They got a little better.
A little bit.
Got a little better.
Based
Najee
on
ran a little better.
based
Jaylen
on
Warren-
based on the standards that we've seen from them so far this year. I guess
Oh,
you can
for
say
sure.
that
They ain't
that's-
never getting back to that.
Exactly. So I mean, it is what it is when it comes to that. So, but I agree with you guys. Like, yeah, the defense is the strength of the team right now. And they went into LA yesterday. They faced a pesky Rams team that, have given other teams a run for their money this year.
Both these teams are pesky for real.
Right. So, I mean, it is what it is. They got a dub. They got to win. They're 4-2. It's not the sexiest looking 4-2.
Yep.
At least according to Steelers standards. But that's what they are. They're 4-2 so far.
I mean, one thing that I do give them credit for is they stopped Cooper Kupp. Now they let Puka Nacua do what he needed to do. He had a career day.
Puka did.
But they said, look, we'll let Puka kill us. Ain't Cooper Kupp doing it. And
I mean,
maybe that was it.
That's a reasonable strategy.
Yeah.
So.
I can't believe week 1 waiver claims my fantasy football league. Nobody playing Puka. Somebody got him for free. Crazy.
We all missed out on it.
That's
I
it.
did.
We all missed out.
I missed out on it. I had.
I ain't missed out on it. I had Puka. Whatever.
I put $33 down, but I got
He said, "I'm small."
33.
No, that was
we're
necessary.
in a
Hell, it was worth
the
it.
fantasy that we're in. You instead of having a waiver wire, what's the word?
You have
Free
a
agent
waiver
budget.
claim.
You have
Yeah.
a free
Yeah.
agent budget.
Yeah, we have that too.
Yeah. So
you put down $33.
and he's well worth the $33 that I put
I
down.
would have just put down 5, and I think I would have.
And that's why you don't pick nobody up.
We're talking about week 1. Who
I'm
knew
just-
about Puka Nacua to put down $33 in week 1?
As a league commissioner, I see your claims. You always cheat. That's a consistent standard with your claims.
right.
You gotta put a little big dollars. Spend a little.
Well,
Spend a little
damn,
cheddar.
Goodell.
Why am I Goodell for me trying to help you out?
It's literally
How'd that work?
You're literally the commissioner of the league.
Hello.
But
I wasn't okay.
on my take, look, I agree. Steelers, they're not going to keep winning like this. So let me put it this way: not playoff winning like this. You cannot win like this and get in the playoffs. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. 9-8 is what I said. That's where I have them, and I don't think 9-8 is going to get them.
You're a non-believer.
He is. He's a non.
I'm a non-believer in a lot of teams.
What has you
And
believe
Kenny,
in?
There's a lot to believe in.
Just TJ Watt and the defense.
TJ Watt, Tomlin, Pickens.
and the organization.
I mean,
Pickens.
hey, bro.
Oh, Pickens.
Pickens.
He gonna throw himself the ball?
Pickens.
No, exactly.
And the organization.
Hey,
To me,
I don't know how that's gonna work.
To me, it's the defense. I trust the defense. I trust Tomlin, and I trust the organization as a whole to find a way. They always do.
They
always find a way.
to have a winning record.
They always find a way to get to the playoffs.
They did not last year.
That was the first year out of how
I
long?
feel like it will continue.
That's the first year out of how long?
Okay. Now let's just ask this: Titans. Do we consider that's a win? Are they going to be favored
Against the
against the
Titans.
Titans?
They can
Again,
be favored, but they could lose.
They all in
Okay,
that pesky
are
team
they gonna be-
category.
It is.
Are they
Let
going
me
to be
listen.
favored?
It is a winnable game for both parties.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying. Both
Packers.
Both parties.
Packers.
Winnable game for both
No,
parties.
Cardinals.
the Packers are not good.
Cardinals.
The Steelers
Cardinals
should.
with Murray or
I
without
would pick
Murray?
them to win both of them
It
games.
probably
Murray's
will be
not
with
playing.
Murray. It probably will be.
When-
I would
it's
still-
in December.
I would still pick the
It's
Steelers to win both of
so
them.
he might play. Murray. Okay, cool. Cardinals. Patriots.
That's a toss up.
Colts.
That's the.
Okay,
Stop.
so
I would
okay.
I would lean Steelers,
So-
but
so-
that's
But
Close-
here's
close enough to a
the
toss-up.
thing. It's like even if we say those games are toss-ups, those are 5 games that are winnable games, right?
Right.
So let's just say they win 4 of those.
four
Cool.
of the 5.
That's
8
8.
and 3.
8. And then they always win a few that
You
they're
didn't
not
mention
supposed
any
to
division
win.
or any
That's what I'm
division
saying.
games.
So they always win at least a few that they're not supposed to win.
So looking at that schedule, what do you think their record's gonna be?
10-7. 10-7 can make the playoffs.
That's
in
what
the
I.
AFC.
That's what I felt. 10-7
10
for
and
Pittsburgh
7.
coming in and a
Are we
wild
talking
card.
making? So we're talking just making the playoffs.
Yes.
I had them in the playoffs too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm the other one who did.
he's the only
Yes.
one.
You're the only one
you
who
want to
did.
pick the Broncos.
So hey, he's obviously a bad judgment of character. when it
I'm
comes
a
to
bad
football.
judgment of character. We'll talk about my character. I have some stuff on
Whoa.
here.
Okay.
We'll
All right,
talk
we'll
about
get into it,
character.
host man.
I said in terms of playoff.
But
Go ahead.
I will say this also on top of that, flipping it to the other side. Ravens. Rams, thank you. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
Why?
Because I felt like this was a game that they should have had.
Come on, man.
This is just
I had no expectations whatsoever for the Rams coming into the season.
Yeah,
Whatever they do is whatever they do.
But
So they,
at this point-
after seeing what I saw without Cup, I'm disappointed.
But you
After
gotta.
seeing what I saw without Cup, now that he's back,
I saw a team.
I expect better.
I saw a team.
bit. Oh,
I saw a
what?
team that had to scrap to beat the Colts. I saw a team that, that needed
it's
Cup to
because
beat the Eagles. Like
we've
that's
seen
what I
this.
see.
But they jumped on. I think they surprised the Seahawks that first matchup.
Yeah, they did. They
And then
absolutely
after
did.
that, it's just kind of been like they've been competitive. But
The offense has been productive without him. So when he comes back, even
But
you
they
were
don't
sitting here
have-
saying
they
you
don't
were
have-
excited to see.
I was.
what
but they don't have the
I
run
was.
game.
But
They don't have the run game because their running backs.
I was excited to see how the offense looks with Cup, but that doesn't mean I thought they were going to win games. I just felt
I mean,
like
I don't
I
make
just
no
felt.
sense to me. I'm not going to be
It's
excited.
the
unless I think
there's
you
no
something.
expectations. There's no expectations.
The Rams offense, like most offenses, they need that running game to make their offenses
and they don't have it. Running backs are
versatile as possible. And it has been tough.
They
The running backs haven't
literally
been tough.
got Royce Freeman
But I'm with
off
you.
of a practice.
signed
squad.
And they still have some of their pieces when you talk about their big pieces, Stafford, Aaron Donald, Sean McVay, they still have that foundation that they had with their Super Bowl team. So we've seen the vision when it's at their best.
But they
that was
don't have all that. 'Cause
Did they
no
sign?
Von
They
Miller,
signed.
I don't know.
no OBJ. And
I'm
then
saying maybe in
no
terms of why you
Jalen
would
Ramsey.
lean on thinking that they could do it because we've seen it before. That's all.
Yeah, but
They're less talented. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But I'm saying we've seen it and we can. I
They've
don't know.
signed. Didn't they signed
Crack
like
was in
4
that.
running backs this week? Didn't they? They signed Gaskin. They signed Royce Freeman.
they re-signed
Daryl Henderson. Right.
Like they
And
signed these guys that
right.
weren't playing.
Right. And they
Should
put
have traded.
Kyron
done that
Williams
too.
is on
But they don't have
on
no
IR.
picks.
Oh no, that's a great point. Yeah, they
Like
all gone.
man, they literally gave all them things away for that Super Bowl. They ain't got
They have
nothing.
nothing to trade with.
They have no
Yeah.
asset.
I would take it.
So this trade deadline, bro, they
No
can't
hesitation.
do anything
We trade
unless they
our
just
next
don't want to do anything in the draft. I know they don't want to do that.
6 years worth of first round picks for a Super Bowl.
So wait, do you have 3 teams coming out of the AFC North? Is that what you have locked
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
You have 3.
I have 3.
At 2.
You had 2,
Bengals Steelers.
and you're holding that.
Yes.
I mean, he
the
has
Ravens
to.
are missing still.
I mean, what else is he gonna say? He's gonna renege
What you
on that?
He
I
can't
did.
renege.
I already gave up hope on the Broncos. I can admit my
See,
wrongs.
when
that's fair.
I play spades, I stay true to my hand,
Yeah,
regardless.
you can't just be like,
I don't
oh,
just
I
sit here.
know. Oh, so
I don't
you
just-
can't admit when you're wrong. That's what I just heard.
No. But
I admit I'm wrong.
You can look at it that way, or you can always you have a tendency to just backpedal whenever you're wrong instead of just
No, you
standing
compare-
instead of just standing on your truth.
you compare
Depends on how you view it.
bags.
I
Depends on
mean,
how
bro,
you view
you
it.
How you
still
gonna
got,
compare bags?
you still
to
got
whether
10
or not
games left.
you can admit that you're wrong about something. You can have
I'm
a
taking
foresight to know.
accountability.
You got to
I'm
be 10
like,
toes
hindsight.
down.
Bro, I made a bad call.
You,
I'm not going to sit here and make excuses
But
for it.
he not 10
I just
toes
made a
down.
bad
He can't.
call.
He doesn't know
He
how to.
not 10 toes
He doesn't
down.
know how to stand on his
It's-
truth.
They,
That's what
they
it
ain't even
is.
out the playoffs, bro.
That's what,
It's
that's what it
semantics.
is. That's what it
That's
is.
crazy.
It's a little.
Crazy.
It's a little.
Ain't
He's
out
trying
the
to- he's trying to-
playoffs yet.
trying to-
7 degrees.
Oh,
trying to
okay.
skip Bayless this thing and move his
I'm
goalposts every
not
week. That's
making
what it is.
excuses.
Skip Bayless.
Bad on me. That's
All
all
right.
I'm saying.
All right.
And moving the hell out those.
You know what I was
goalposts.
right about? I was right about them damn lines. That's what I was right about.
He did. Say
He wasn't
something
here
about
for it, but I said Lions got something to prove, not the Ravens.
that.
Lions are the ones who are hunting like Lions do.
It's true.
That's what they sounded like when they played.
Yeah.
That's all they got.
And this is exactly
go.
why.
They got points in the mouth.
Slaughtered.
They got points in the
They
mouth.
did.
No, it wasn't one punch.
Slaughtered.
They got
Oh,
points in
bink,
the
bink,
mouth.
bink, bink. That was combo.
they got
Down.
points in
It's
the
a
mouth.
lot of combos.
So
It is what it is.
Again, to me, I sit here now on a Monday and I'm like, okay, so you face 3 playoff teams and the one that you beat was without Kelsey and Jones. Do I feel like you are a legit threat?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Here's
Here's the thing for me is with the Lions, they
Now,
didn't
when I
have.
say, hold on, before you say it, legit threat does not mean I don't think you're going to the playoffs. I mean,
No.
a legit threat to make some noise and actually do
No,
something.
'cause
That's what I'm saying.
I think they
Go
can, and the reason why I think they can is because once they able to go back to that physical style run game, which they didn't have because they didn't have Montgomery and
You keep
Gibbs,
saying that Gibbs
Gibbs is-
averaged 6 yards.
but
a
Gibbs,
carry.
but Gibbs is not that guy. Like
He's
he's more
more-
explosive,
I'm
but you can't just wear a team down like that.
I'm-
And
curious
by
to know.
making them run around.
I'm curious to know, Cordell. Who do you think are legitimate threats? Because you've had questions about literally every single team.
Who I think is legitimate.
Who do you think
A lot
are
of teams
no?
in the
Regardless,
NFC. In the NFC.
regardless, who do you think are legitimate threats to make a deep postseason run?
Eagles, Niners. I had the Cowboys because I had the Cowboys, and I'll ride that out.
And what has the Cowboys shown to you?
Hey, this was I'm saying from beginning of the season.
You said 10 toes.
Yeah.
10
10 toes,
toes.
right here I am. I don't know.
You don't want to move on these
I'm
goalposts,
not
but you
moving.
want to.
The Broncos is clear to move on. It's not clear to move off of the
Everybody
Cowboys.
The
at this
Cowboys?
point. It's not clear to move off of them at this point in the season.
But you
Okay.
can, but you can say at least that the Lions can beat the Cowboys.
Can I?
Oh my God!
Oh, you funny.
Where did they
Wow.
show me that? Like,
That's fair.
Where have they shown me?
What has the Cowboys shown you that they can make a deep playoff run?
That they can make one?
Yeah.
I mean, at least they've gotten to it. This is a team that hasn't been to a playoffs, and you're expecting to just
Gotten to where?
play into the playoffs. So now I'm just expecting you to take another step and win another game. Like, I'm asking you not to win just one game, win 2 games. The Lions ain't even been there.
We haven't
and we
seen
gonna
Dan
say they're
Campbell.
gonna make it. I'm thinking they're a threat to the NFC to get to the NFC Championship. No, like, I'm wild card, and if you're lucky, divisional round at best for you. For the Cowboys, I'm like, divisional round should be your worst. NFC Championship.
So let me get
best.
this straight.
Or
Let me
I
get,
definitely think the Lions could do it.
so let me
though.
get this straight.
They got the
A
offense.
team that you have questions on both sides of the ball, especially at the quarterback position, you still feel like they're capable enough of putting together a deep playoff run, right? Even though you feel that they also could very well not even make the playoffs or even get bounced in the first
I
round.
never said that
No, okay, the Cowboys could get
Cowboys
bounced.
will
in
be
the
the
wild card.
Cowboys can get bounced in the wild card.
They
They very well could.
I
I
haven't.
think
really
I
known.
just don't know. I'm just trying to figure out
They're
what.
only getting bounced if they face
Who?
the Eagles or 49ers in the wild card. Those are the only 2 teams who I think could beat them.
So if they go to,
In the
We've
NFC,
always
those
seen
are
the
only 2
Cowboys
teams I think
fold
could beat
in
them.
them moments. I feel like because we've seen what it is, it's going to be a matter of if Dak could keep up with the Lions offense if it comes down to a matchup like that. And we've seen Dak be
Not
turnover
necessarily.
prone in moments.
I don't think he's gonna have to keep up. I think
He could have to keep up. The Lions defense is solid. They can create turnovers just like the
Yeah, but
Cowboys.
you're saying
can.
keep up as if
Like,
they're gonna
this
run
is-
rump shot on the Cowboys offense. But this is going too far out. Back to the Lions.
We can circle back.
I mean, yeah, look, Lions had a bad day, but I'm not concerned because I think at the end of the day, they will win their division, they will be in the playoffs, and they'll be somebody's gonna have to go to their house to win.
I just don't think you give fair opportunities to certain teams. I think the
You
Lions
have
is one of
to
them.
earn it.
But you look at one game and say, well, that's who they
No.
are. Like, that's the
What
thing.
was my opening? I said they faced 3 playoff teams and they've only beaten one who didn't have
And you look
Chris,
at,
Chris Jones and
What else are you
Kelsey.
supposed to base it on, though?
Well,
no,
yeah.
but you look at the
But-
one game that they play bad, the only game that they play bad all year,
No,
and
no,
say,
no, no.
well, what I told you
I
guys about
said-
the Lions. Like,
It just
that's
calls
the
into
thing.
question
Losses.
whether or not they could beat
And
those
you're
teams that
saying
have
you're
shown that.
You're giving
they
moral
could do that.
victory because they lost, but it was a good game. They didn't get slaughtered. I'm just looking at it as 2 out of 3 you lost, and the one you won was without Kelsey and Jones. And I think you would have lost if Kelsey even just played. So I'm sitting here like you would be 0-3 to me in my mind.
That was
against
Travis before
playoff
Taylor, though. So I don't
contending
know. The
team.
number's a little questionable.
But at
I'm
least
not saying that they're going to get rump shot over every time they play a playoff team. I'm saying I am having a hard time seeing you being able to beat one, playing well or not.
I mean,
It's hard for me because the only one you beat wasn't even at full capacity.
Do you
They
see
were
the-
losing.
but not-
They were
but
you
losing
see
their
the-
second
you see
best
the
player.
Seahawks as a playoff team?
They were like
They lost to them in overtime. Does that you don't take anything away from that?
I take away that you can compete, but that don't mean you can win. Like you lost still.
That's a fair point.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
But in the playoffs, anything goes.
Oh, they did lose.
That's
That's fair.
what I'm saying. They lost.
But in the playoffs, anything goes.
They
Like
can,
all you
but
got to do is get in the dance.
What have you done to earn my benefit of the doubt? You've done nothing to earn that yet from me besides beat losing teams.
Well,
and
so
an
who
injured
are we
Chiefs team.
saying has earned the benefit of the doubt in terms of a team that you can go in?
Apparently, the
okay.
Cowboys, even though they haven't done much of anything in the
Cowboys-
postseason.
You can't say that and then give the Lions the benefit of the doubt because the Lions haven't even
I was
gotten
about
to
to
the
say,
dance.
So
I'm
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm
saying neither
saying,
team
but-
really deserves the benefit of the doubt. That's why I'm
Yeah,
doing it.
that's what I'm saying. If
That's
you're gonna
why
say that, no team deserves
If
it.
you told me who would I have more confidence in, I'm going to have more confidence in the team that at least
That's
I've
not-
seen go to the playoffs versus the team who's never even been.
That's fair.
That's where I'm at.
Well,
That's fair.
but here's the thing though, is
That's not
when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, they
Do you
didn't
know
have
how
that
rare
playoff.
that is?
It's rare, but it's happened.
I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt
What
because it'll pull up
what
something
isn't
so
rare? What isn't rare is new teams entering the playoffs every year. And if this Lions team is one that entered the playoff picture, this is a Lions team that can definitely win. It's not about whether or not I'm questioning you giving the benefit of the doubt that the Cowboys can make a playoff run when they haven't necessarily made a playoff run.
But they haven't been to the
In a-
NFC
in a- in a
Championship
50 in like-
since '95.
Like that's the thing.
Yes.
But they haven't shown anything that they can even make a playoff run.
Well, what do you want them to show you that they can make a playoff run besides
That they can win one or two.
Besides
That
what?
they can win 2 games and get to the NFC title. They can't
Right,
even get to the NFC
right.
title game.
Okay, time out. Now, I'm sitting here saying, what do I need to see from the Lions to show me that they can even win a playoff game is to beat playoff teams right now. Like, and you're not doing that except for against Kelsey, Liz, Chiefs.
They beat. Okay, all right.
I mean, at least you.
I don't know what you want me to
Okay,
say.
at least you gotta at least give them the benefit of the doubt that they went into Arrowhead
Like it's
on a night that
You can frame it how you want. There's no Kelsey.
give me
I don't-
give me
but
give me
but
give me
the
give me
usual-
hold on, give me the
but
schedule.
The usual Lions,
Can you give me the schedule?
the usual Lions
Schedule
would
for what?
lose
The
them.
Lions schedule. Can you give me the Lions
Yeah, I got
schedule?
Well,
Because
so here it is,
if
here
they
it
play
is.
if they play a
You got Raiders, not a playoff team. Chargers, not a playoff team. Bears, Packers, Saints, Bears again, Broncos, Vikings, then Cowboys, then Vikings. So the
Yeah.
only team
Dang.
that they have left on the schedule.
That's even like scary.
so
Literally
if they
Cowboys.
beat the if they beat the Cowboys, does that change
Wow.
anything for you?
A little bit. Just a little.
So that'll just be the. I mean, at the end of the day,
How far would you move the
Lions,
needle?
the Lions will be a high seed. It just depends on what can they do with that once they get that home field in the wild card.
I guess.
That's it.
On the
So,
flip side, Ravens are turning out to be exactly what I thought they were going to be. I don't know if they'll keep
other,
it up.
other than damn.
But-
What you expect them to be?
I had them as my 1 seed
Okay.
in the AFC.
Yep,
So
I have
I'm
them
like,
as
if they
1 seed.
continue this trajectory of where they're at, that's exactly where they're going to go. Because to me, I don't think there's a better team than them if they're playing their best game.
Well, I
If
mean,
they get to that level, I don't know if they're going to get to that level.
the
but
Chiefs
to
are
me,
playing-
There's a
Right
team
now.
in Missouri right now that looks pretty goddamn
Yeah.
good.
no.
And they're starting to get key players back. And the one unit that we've questioned over the past 5 or 6 years is actually starting to play very exceptional.
The Ravens match up really well with the Chiefs, though. They have the linebackers to guard Kelsey at least better than most do, for one. And if their offense is clicking, having somebody like Lamar to get away from the Chris Jones and people like that of the world, they have the weapons to neutralize the Chiefs' best attributes.
Like, but the one thing, if we're going to say that, then if we're going based off of his logic, the Ravens never beat the Chiefs. So
That's
it's
fair.
like you would have to put the Chiefs regardless.
Benefit of the
I
At
doubt.
said,
number
I said
one.
they matched up well against
Oh no,
them.
no, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm-
But I'm just saying,
it's-
like,
He's
If
talking
they're
about
best-
the benefit of the doubt thing.
yeah.
So that their offense can come through when it needs to, their defense come through when it needs to. You need to see.
I
it.
just think that the
That's
Chiefs
fair.
just find a way to win.
Yeah.
And so you just have to put them in the number one spot until proven otherwise.
Can we well, in recent years, have we seen enough from the Ravens to say that they can find ways to win games? Or is it
Oh, I think so.
are they a team that's like everything has to click for Lamar and the offense in order for them to get a win?
Nah, they
No.
find a way to win because there's so many games where you're just like, dog, like how they win that one because you
The
don't
amount of injuries that they've had to overcome, and they still have to
Yes.
find a way to win with all the injuries.
Like, even-
Usually, it's on Lamar's shoulders, and now it doesn't have to be the heavy burden, which is why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, like even to start the season, we was like, dang, they're injured on defense, and yet they
Already.
were still one of the top defenses in the league.
And then there was like, dang, like Dobbins gone already. Like it was like,
Yeah.
all right, but it
Who-
seems like they're starting.
half
to-
of
Who
football.
have they played so far? I'm just curious.
I'm looking up their schedule right now.
So they played Texans,
Bengals.
Mhm.
Bengals,
Lamar cost them that game
Browns,
against the Colts. Low key.
Steelers,
Mhm.
High key.
Colts,
Mhm.
and One more team.
The Lions.
Titans.
So one playoff team. Oh,
Well,
Do you
well,
want- do you-
well.
They're okay. Are the Ravens new
What are you talking
kids on the block?
Mm.
Are the Ravens new to the team?
The Browns are in the playoffs. The
I'm just-
Lions are in
no,
the playoffs.
The Browns are not in the playoffs.
Oh, if it
Yeah,
ended
they're 4-2.
today. If it
No,
ended
I'm talking
today.
about playoff teams from last
From
year.
last
Like
year.
playoff teams.
Okay, I got you.
They both have played equally amount.
Are the
playoff
Ravens new kids on the block?
We got to give it to at least they beat
Like
teams like
they've been around for years as playoff contending teams and in the playoffs. The Lions are new on the block. You don't just get my confidence. The Ravens have done it year after year when Lamar is healthy.
The
So
Ravens
why would I think that they
have-
wouldn't be?
The Ravens have also had a fair share of disappointing playoffs.
It's true. It's
Again,
true.
What do
you
we
keep on
attribute
talking
that
about
to?
what they do in the playoffs, and I'm sitting here like, bro, the Lions haven't even
Because
gotten there.
I'm looking at this like this is the I've seen this story before for the Ravens. That's the thing. That's my I'm not saying this is but my perception is I've seen them have this start to a season.
But he's
Lamar-
saying that the Lions not even at chapter 1.
I'm talking about
yet.
I'm
That's-
just talking about me. I've seen them do this before. Lamar gets off to a hot start. They're 5-1, 6-1, whatever. They're number 1 seed. And then next thing you know, they get bounced by a wild card team at home. I've seen this before. Like it's so I'm not putting a ton of if they make the postseason, great. If they exceed expectations on offense on both sides of the ball, great. But I'm looking at them kind of sort of the same way I'm looking at Dallas. Like, show me in the postseason. I don't care about the regular season. Show me in the postseason.
Okay, so they're a team that you're just like, it doesn't really matter what they do in the regular season because you know they'll do good enough.
Doesn't care. I don't.
He
I
didn't
don't
have
care.
them doing good enough.
I did have them do it good, but now I'm still looking. That's the way I'm viewing them now. Like, okay, great. They're
How
5-1.
far do you expect them to go then in the playoffs?
It depends on matchup. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like I view there's
I
a
mean,
few.
they're a bad matchup for everybody.
Who is matchup?
I don't
proof?
want to play the Ravens. I'll tell you that right now.
Who against any team in the league gonna have a shot? I guess that's when we talk about
Everybody will
What's the
have
word we
a
use?
The
shot to beat them.
The Niners.
yeah. Or I'm saying just in general, when you think about going into a game, being confident in your team and whatever matchup they're gonna be in, they're gonna show up and you're gonna have a good shot to win. How many teams do we have with that brand?
I think the Ravens.
For me too.
Oh, okay, I have 4.
I think what?
Just a shot to win.
Even just going in,
Regardless of
being confident,
matchup.
being
Yeah.
favorited or within
Regardless
whatever,
of matchup.
regardless of matchup.
I only have 2.
I like the Ravens too as one of them. Like they're fringe.
Yeah,
they really
I have to say 4.
they really
Okay.
they have the
I
pieces
say
at
4.
every level of their defense.
Because the one thing with the Ravens that I
It's
will
really just
say
been-
is
Get Lamar some weapons.
I think that they
They
showed
got
that
Lamar staying healthy.
they can throw the ball because we've had so many questions about, and it's not really even just Lamar. It was just the passing game as a whole because it's like when Lamar was on, the receivers wouldn't be, or it's like, oh, well, Lamar just didn't throw it enough.
Mhm.
But this game, they showed, okay, they can actually air it out,
Mhm.
especially when guys are catching the ball because we saw against the Steelers, they should have had, Lamar should have had 4 touchdowns.
Mhm.
But they dropped 3. So it's like now this game, he goes all for almost 400 yards, and it's just like total yards, but over like what 350
Yeah.
passing yards, and it's
Yeah.
just like
And he had a rushing touchdown too, didn't he?
yeah. So it's just like okay, like, we see what this offense can be at its height.
You just have Chiefs 49ers as your 2.
Yes.
I would probably throw the Eagles still scare me.
Oh, you were going
Just in
in
terms
the
of
NFL. I had 4 in the AFC. My fault. I didn't know we were
Yeah,
talking the
4
NFC.
in the AFC.
Yeah, I have 4 in the AFC.
So you-
2 in the NFC.
you have Chiefs.
Sorry.
6
Bills.
teams that can win regardless of matchup in the playoffs. You have 6
Yes.
teams.
Yes. If you're telling me if they're playing at their
How is
best,
that even possible?
I have
Especially
4
if
in the
4
AFC,
if 4 of them in the same conference.
because
Like
I'd say
anybody,
it would be a toss-up.
It's a toss
it's a
up.
toss-up. Anybody can beat anybody. Like
Are the Dolphins one of those teams for you?
No. Hell
Yeah,
no.
like, you know he wouldn't do that.
That's
It's
another
only
thing
one-
in terms of.
but,
there's
but
only-
you know what though?
They hadn't beaten no playoff
I bet
team
you has the
either.
Bills and the Bengals in there.
I didn't realize all the Dolphins wins. were
Bills,
2
Bengals,
wins from last-
Chiefs,
Ravens.
Ravens.
And then Eagles, Niners on the other side.
Mm.
If they're
Okay.
because if I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about them at their peak. I'm like, if those 4 teams are at their peak, they can beat anybody regardless of matchup.
This is funny
That's how
because
I
typically
feel.
he the one with the narrow scope of
Mhm.
what that is.
And
Y'all done.
I'm
This is
the
the
wide
first time
open
I've seen
man.
it switch. This is weird. I don't like this. I don't know how I feel about it.
I feel like those 6 teams, if they're at their best, they can beat anybody. It don't matter. What the reason why I don't feel that way about the Dolphins is because them at their best, their defense still can't do it. But the other teams,
we
I
haven't
feel
seen
like
their
their
defense
defense.
We haven't seen the defense at their
fully
best.
Oh well,
Full
that
strength.
is depending. I don't think about Jalen because I don't know what he looks like after this injury. So that's why I just have that on the back
I mean,
burner.
even without Xavier Howard last night, they still
They
still
played
kept
well.
them in the game.
Yeah,
late.
they played well enough. It's just they just got to be able to fit it together once all the pieces get there.
Until Jalen, I see what type of player he is coming back from an injury. I'm not adding him into the equation because he could very well come back like Tre'Davious last year and he's just not himself. And that would be perfectly understandable coming back from an injury. It is what it is. So, but speaking of that, might as well just go into these Bills. Let's go ahead and
Hey, bro, just
kill this noise.
y'all defense just
Man.
couldn't stop Mac Jones.
Wow. For the record, let's go ahead and put it out there. Bill Belichick picks up his 300th win
300.
against Cordell's.
They
Beloved
said
Buffalo
we
Bills.
gonna put out the news
Ooh,
that
Lord.
we gave Bill an extension. Now, Bill, what you gonna do with that? And he said,
I-
"I'm gonna beat the Bills."
I said it earlier today,
Mhm.
man. I truly think
Mhm.
it's one thing to lose to the Patriots, even in this state of the Patriots franchise. But I think what bugs Cordell's the most is the fact that you gave up a milestone win to Bill Belichick.
Milestone. It'll be talked
Like
about.
it's one of those things,
It'll be
right? It's one of
talked
those
about.
things like, oh my god, like this, it will go down in infamy now. Like
How many coaches have 300 career wins?
I think there's only
It's
like,
only two.
two?
no.
Is it or
It is
three?
only two.
Are you including Bill or are you not including
Yes,
I
including
wasn't
him.
Don.
yes.
No,
No,
I think there's three.
it's 3 including Bill,
Three
but it was
including
2.
Bill.
It was 2 before he just got the 300. It was Don Shula and somebody else.
Yeah, because I remember they were
Was it
asking that
Walsh?
question during the post.
No, Walsh didn't coach long. He only coached for like 10, 11 years.
All right, I see it. There, Hallis,
Oh,
There you
okay.
go. See,
George Hallis.
All
So
right.
now there's 3 of them
now it's 3.
Three for
Bills
3.
in the club.
Andy Reid is 25 wins away from.
reaching that milestone.
Yeah.
I
Is he
wonder
gonna-
who's the
is he gonna
fastest to
make
get
it?
there.
He's probably gonna make it.
He might retire.
Nah, he should retire after.
Yeah.
Be the 4th and call it a day.
Maybe.
But
83% for Mac Jones is crazy.
I'll say, man, you know what I know you agree with this, of course. Like it's a disappointing loss for the Bills, even though coming into the season, I felt like they were going to have a couple of these in their schedule. I didn't know it was going to be this early in the season.
Yeah.
Where like the Jets and the Patriots are 2 losses that I'm looking at like, man, there's no reason why they should have lost those.
Yeah, this ain't nothing
no
new.
reason whatsoever.
Nothing new.
I think all 3 of their losses. There's no reason.
Both on the road, both and
Probably
One
we
neutral site.
but it's concerning because
Y'all second
they got 3. They have those 3 wins, but let's not forget how close they were to losing to the Giants as well. Like there's an issue with Buffalo right now. Are they talented enough to overcome this issue going forward? Absolutely. I'm not taking that away from them. I kind of sort of expect them to somehow turn it around, and at some point in the season, they go on a 5 or 6 game win streak, and we forget about all this. But at this current state that we're in right now, the Bills look a little concerning. Right now.
What's the deal, dog?
I mean,
What-
look,
what's the
the
problem?
the defense, which is their mainstay,
Gave up the
they're,
plays.
they're
yesterday.
not, but they're not even.
They're not
healthy.
healthy. Yeah, they're
So
not
it's just
healthy.
like if they continue to be that way, like we assume that they will, because they're missing guys that will be out for a long period of time. You are missing
yes,
key guys.
Well, yes
So
and
that's
no. Yes and no. I was trying. What I was trying to say is yes when you're talking about like Milano and them, but like Ed Oliver who wasn't.
Well,
playing,
but I'm
like,
saying,
those guys would be
key.
back.
Like,
You talking about
yeah,
like
but
Trey,
these are-
Trey
but-
and Milano,
But
you talking about Trey and
Milano,
Milano?
these
yeah.
guys
Trey
are not
Milano.
coming back. Or at least with Milano,
The door is still
the
kind of
door
sort
is
of
still
cracked
open.
open from
Yes,
Milano.
yes.
yeah.
But I'm talking about Trey's not coming back. You're gonna still have injuries throughout the season because that's just how the NFL is.
Hopefully, it's more on the offense.
So,
but the thing,
at
but the
this
thing,
point,
the
you're
thing-
not gonna need that either.
but the thing is, even if they're able to get Vaughn back to being Vaughn, get some pieces of that defensive line healthy. They get Oliver back. Russo has been playing really good ball this year. AJ Epinesa is looked like a total different player.
Oh,
said
for
that
sure.
numerous times.
Yeah.
Even if they're able to do that, they're still able to field like a top 10 defense.
AJ is just gonna be rotating.
Like
little
even
sprinkles.
with even hypothetically with no Trey White, no Matt Milano, I still think
And
they can.
Daquan Jones.
I still think they can put out a top 10 defense.
Yeah,
No,
they
can.
they could.
The scheme
When
allows
the
the
them to
foundation
do
is
so.
really strong,
It is,
and
it's
y'all's
very
line
much
was
strong.
deep coming into the
Yes,
season too.
yeah, very much. So.
No, I thought so, but no.
Why?
Because Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver, the two DTs, yeah. But Tim Settle, Jordan Phillips, Poona Ford, yeah, no, they were getting blown off the ball in this game.
I
No
haven't even
pressure.
heard anything from Poona all
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
or Settle.
Because Poona was inactive until Daquan Jones got hurt with his
Wow.
pec. So he wasn't even, he couldn't even make a suit
The
up.
active roster.
They had to suit up.
They're
So
they're
I'm
Damn.
like,
stupid deep at
I'm-
edge. Speaking of
yeah,
being stupid,
edge.
you guys willing to trade anybody?
They can't afford to
Trade who?
yeah. But
Who he
what
wants? What
I can tell you,
you want for Russo?
no. Get out of here. All right, so
Just saying, man. Just trying to,
trying to plug
offensively,
trying to.
offensively,
Can't have Chase Young neither.
What?
offensively,
What about Sweat?
Bills fans
We signing both of them. I don't care.
can I
Let him
stick
get
on
it.
pass?
Let him get his offense off.
All right,
I bet he spoke about my guy.
Bills fans are pissing me off. Let me be very clear. They keep on talking about how the Bills need to get a new OC. Tell me where you're going to find a golden OC
7 weeks into the
7
season.
weeks in the season that's going to come in here. We're going to change the whole offense.
Double clap was crazy.
And I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here and I'm also like, okay, we're top 5 offense, but we need a new OC. How about these men are grown men? How about we just go out and execute? How about we stop having penalties that push us back to 3rd and 17s? How about we don't drop the ball? How about we don't miss passes?
Just do your job.
How about we just do what we get paid to
What's
do?
interesting is
I mean, that's what every team wants.
I know.
What's interesting is you
but
guys
they
have
do it in the second half.
you
They just don't do it in the first.
You guys have had the same questions on offense, regardless who's calling plays. Whether it's Daboll here, whether it's
Right,
Dorsey,
which is why I'm
it's
also
so it's not a need to change there.
Right,
The same issues are still.
they were calling for Dayball's job.
Right.
Dayball left.
Right.
Dorsey came in. Now they're like, Dayball, we should have Dayball back. He's coach of the year. I was like, y'all the same people who was chasing this man.
It's the same
out.
issues. It's the same
So
issues.
I don't want to hear it.
They just love their team.
Under Dayball and
That's
under
all it is.
Dorsey, it's the same issues. You can't find
But
a
the
consistent
personnel
number
is
two.
mostly the same.
Right, it's still the same. You can't
Some
find a
key
consistent number
players
two.
that
The,
do some stuff
the
like
run
that.
game is fairly hit or miss, and then at times the offensive
Now,
line is.
I will say, I think that a hidden gem has just fallen into their laps with Dawson Knox.
Being hurt, you
He
are
has
so
got wrist
crusty,
surgery.
bro.
Wow, that's cold, right?
It works in 2 ways. One, we can sit here and say wrist surgery, wrist injury. Maybe that's why he had drops. So when he comes back, maybe he'll perform better. That's one way. 2, I already am of the mindset of bump 12 personnel. Let's go to 11 personnel. Have Kincaid be your lead tight end. And let's see what Hardy, Sherfield, Shakir can do with Diggs and Davis. Like, that is the lineup that I want to be out there. I'm over 12 personnel because Knox was not reliable. So, but he's getting himself fixed up. So hopefully he will be reliable at some point. And in the meantime, the dude we drafted with the first round pick, let's let him go out there and be like, hey, Laporta, you ain't the only rookie tight end out here in these streets.
It's really just
Let's do that.
the lightness of your voice when you speak on another man getting injured. That there was just, it didn't, especially your own team. It didn't sit right. That was all.
Especially your
it
own
is.
I understand.
It's not season ending. It's
Sure.
not threatening.
I know
It's
you
just
weren't
like,
wishing to know.
you know what?
It's
Sometimes there's a
It's just-
hidden
There's a little
It's
too much bliss with
silver
your tone.
lining.
It's still
That was
sounding.
all.
It's still sounding a little cold. I ain't gonna lie. It's still.
silver lining.
Just a touch.
But now let me tell you this. I'm cold I'm cold when it comes to my team. So what would you expect with other teams then? You see what I'm saying? If I'm this cold with my own team, you should expect me to be cold and hard
We
with my own team, other teams.
I don't think that's how that works, but that's
that is how that works. Good catch.
Well,
He
I was
has
talking
been
about-
on it. I
yeah.
need you guys to step your games up.
Ah,
all right.
I cannot.
He paused himself. He knew where his
He's
brain was
supposed
going.
to. He's supposed
That's
to.
what how am I gonna be on his game if his brain is on
All right.
Good on you, man.
Thank you.
You
So,
stepped your game up.
Let's keep it going.
Slackers here.
We talked Bills, Patriots, and because we started late, I can't get into the other game that I would have liked to get into.
Ooh.
So
Who is that?
let's just go ahead and keep it going with the AFC East.
Why your
And
neck
let's
break
do
so sassy?
Dolphins, Eagles.
Oh, now we jumping in.
We jumping into Dolphins, Eagles.
Go ahead. Well, what you gotta say about your boy Tua? Tua Tagovailoa. Go ahead. What we got? What we talking about?
If I go, y'all not gonna let me finish.
Look,
I need Jalen to clean up his turnovers.
That's
Jalen?
true.
I
That's
need
a takeaway.
Jalen to
He's
clean up his
second in the
turnovers.
league in turnovers behind Desmond Ridder.
I need him
Damn.
to, and he has these fluky turnovers. Like that pick, that pick
batted
six.
ball.
Yeah, it's just like
What
That's
is
yeah.
that?
So that's not how do you
I
tell
mean
him
that
to
was
clean
not
that
on
up?
that's not on him.
How do you
All you
clean
can do
that
is shake
up?
his head.
But it wasn't an issue last year. So he obviously has it in his game to have a season where he's not turning the ball over consistently week in and week out. But right now he is,
Yeah.
and he needs to clean that up. He needs to get better at it.
I think the interceptions for the most part, other than the one last night, like, the interceptions have been a little where it's just like he just hasn't put the ball in a place where the receiver, like where it doesn't have to get picked off. There's been a few where it's like, oh, it's just a little bit behind.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's just like a timing thing or is it? I've seen like one thing from him that I've seen that I think I thought he would be better at is in terms of moving around in the pocket to look for a throw.
Mhm.
It seems like his mechanics, or I don't know what it is.
The clock
but
is a little late
it
on
just
that.
just he hasn't been able to fully figure out like how he wants to do that.
He had a fumble,
But even-
right? In this game?
Yeah, he had a fumble.
Right. That fumble, I was sitting there and I was like, bro, what are you doing? Bro, what are you doing? And they're coming from both sides in view.
Yeah.
And then they both hit him on his arms and he fumbles it. I'm like,
that mental clock.
Curse, what are you
It's-
doing?
But even he's shown in games prior that he would have his eyes down too early too. So it was
Mhm.
like his clock was too quick once.
Yeah, that was
He started
against
to
the
get a little
Jets.
pressure.
Against the Jets, yeah, he definitely felt that pressure and he was down. But the one thing though I also will say, and I think this is why his interceptions are up, is it last season it was, hey, if it's not there, just run.
Mhm.
But I've seen he's not running as much this year. He's trying to stay in the pocket to make the throw. The only team that just forced him to automatically run was the Jets, and they was just like because the pressure was just too much, and so he would just tuck it. But other than that, the rest of the games, he's trying to kind of be like what Mahomes does, where Mahomes will run around, but he'll never he'll always stay in an area to throw the football. He's trying to be like that, but it just hasn't worked as well.
It's one of those things to me. I'm not blaming the interception on him. That's just a funky interception. But I'm just looking at it as it's one of those plays you can't afford to have at this point in time, especially when you're already being a turnover machine. It's one of those things where it's like, damn, like this is so ill-timed. Like this has to happen now.
Yeah, because it tied the game.
Yeah, this has to happen. Like this didn't happen in week 13 on some break. Like no, this has to
It
happen.
shifted the whole momentum of the game.
It did, and it came in a game after you had 4 turnovers the previous game. Like it's one of those things where it's like, man, this is
Come on,
not
dog.
the ideal time for that.
It
Like,
becomes a trend.
it's one of those things you got it right. It can become a trend,
Yeah.
and that's my concern. He's got to clean that up going forward. Awkward silence. That's what we're doing.
I
Cool,
mean,
we can do that.
look, I think we pretty much covered everything, and then obviously, like with the Dolphins,
Thank you.
I was gonna let you-
so
I
we
was-
just killing-
I was
we
waiting
just
for you to
killing
talk about the
winning
Dolphins.
team right now.
No. Yeah, I said
That's,
done the Eagles.
that's why I didn't say nothing.
So with the Dolphins, I think the one thing with the Dolphins is the Eagles stopped the run game for one. So I think that messed up the Dolphins' time in terms of being in a lot of third and long situations that they're not used to. And then for two, them not being phased by essentially the glitz and glamour of the Dolphins. They essentially was like, we're going to keep everything in front of us, other than the one time Tyreek beat them deep for the touchdown. They really kept everything in front of them for the most part.
It is fair to start questioning the legitimacy of the Dolphins at this point. I'm not taking anything away from them as far as talent. They have plenty of talent on both sides of the ball. But it's fair to start asking, like, okay, how serious should we take the Dolphins? Because this is the second opportunity where they've been put front and center on the stage. All eyes are on you. Show us who you are, and they've lost. Any other game where they're playing inferior opponents, they're wiping them off the field. But the first opportunity we gave you this year, you went on the road. You gave up 48 points to Josh Allen.
They just put up 62% pass win rate for the Eagles against the Dolphins. Go ahead.
Wow. So I mean, it's one of those things. Then you got another opportunity on Sunday night against the defending NFC champs. You hang close, but then
You missed a couple plays.
and then they pull away as great teams do.
They need to win in them moments, though.
They need to win in those moments.
It's always going to be a
Absolutely.
few.
Yeah, it's fair to start asking that question.
And they lost to both of the good teams, the playoff teams that they played by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say with
Whatever.
the Dolphins is
You know what I meant.
we've seen them have to play these teams on the road, but how are they when they play these teams at home?
That's the question.
I do want to, but I don't think they'll ever get that. I don't think they'll get that answer because
They will.
They play the Chiefs.
Cowboys.
Well, not until
The Cowboys.
The
That's a
Cowboys.
home- that's a
that
home
was
game.
odd. That
That's
was
in
on the road.
Miami.
And I mean, I know obviously the Bills at the
Yeah.
last game.
Those two games
at
will
home.
be
So that'll be at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think at the end of the day, it's like the way that they're looking right now, they will probably have a home playoff game.
They also have
I could see them.
they also have a road game against Baltimore in December as well, in late December.
Yeah, that's another road game.
That's
What if
another,
they're just not
but
good on
still,
the road?
but to me, I'm not looking at it as a road game. I'm looking at it as it's another test against another good team where you're supposed to prove yourself.
It's not weird. It's not. I have nowhere in my mind do I see the road to the Super Bowl going through Miami. So you're gonna have to win on the road at some point.
At some point, yeah.
To
some
me,
point,
it doesn't matter road or home. I just want to see you beat these teams. If you want us to take you that serious, I want to see you win these games.
They may not be a team that can win big games.
Well,
Not in Miami.
I
Because
can't
honestly,
take them.
if we think about it, all the big games that we've seen them win the past few years has been in Miami. It's never been on the road.
So
I was just gonna say the Eagles also. I don't.
put you back on the Eagles.
I seen Kevin Byard come across the screen, and I was
Yeah.
just like, damn, they really
The rich-
the way that they be using their draft
The
picks
rich gets richer.
is
again,
amazing.
As if they
I've
need-
never seen this work
man.
before.
as if they need a Pro Bowl safety, right?
AJ
but I
Brown,
would say he has not played
first and a third. Darius Slade was a third and a fifth. Kevin Byard a fifth, a sixth, and Terrell, and then DeAndre Swift for a fourth in a swap of 7.
But he hasn't played good this season.
Who?
Byard,
But he can.
Who? He's shown his ceiling.
He's shown
We
that
gonna see what
he's shown that he can.
Eagles' new coordinator going
But
to
I'm
do.
like, this year he hasn't, which is why I think that's why the Titans let him go. It's because he hasn't played to what
You think that's
Hell,
why the
maybe.
Titans let him go?
Hell,
I
maybe
think so.
I
he's
think-
still-
I
he's
think
still
that-
in
Because
there.
it's a money hit that they probably didn't want to
Go
pay
check the
anymore.
I think the Titans are 1 or 2 losses away from having a garage sale. I'll just be honest with you.
I think it's already
1 or 2 losses, but the trade deadline's this week.
Hell,
Next Monday.
Ryan Tannehill is
just
buns.
They can
use they
still
draft
you
pick.
can still trade after the deadline.
Huh? Maybe?
No,
No,
you
you
can't.
can't.
It's a little hard. No, you can still execute trades. It's just a little harder through league offices. No, you can't. Like
What?
that-
They're
talking about
just
do
gonna
what?
Cut him? They're just gonna
in
cut
terms
him.
of what you mean?
I didn't hear the statement
Like you
that
can
was
still
made.
technically you can still execute trades after the deadline.
No, bro,
Yes, you
what?
can.
How?
I'll explain.
I'll
to you.
have to look into that later.
Isn't it
I'll
something that has to be
explain.
accepted before the deadline, but then certain things can be put through after?
Yes, certain things can be put through after. It depends.
Something has to be done by the
We'll-
deadline.
We'll have to figure that out
Something
later. Dolphins.
Oh,
We
go.
already talked about. Oh.
Nah,
No, I haven't said nothing
he-
yet.
yeah,
I've been
so
just
you
funny,
chilling.
bro.
This has been always. Hey, gotta.
You
go
love
ahead, man.
sitting
Put-
back.
Put your 2
Say
cents on
something,
the
bro.
Dolphins. Put your 2 cents.
Postman.
I'm going to put an emphasis on what my man E-Rob was saying.
E-Raw.
You know, because he's talking
Carolina
about
get at
Always an emphasis, man.
talking about beating winning teams. I did it. I went back. You know, after they lost this game, I went back.
You check the
Did
tape?
some history. No.
Tape
I
Tuesday?
had to
Tape
do-
Tuesday? Oh, sorry.
I had to do some digging. In 3 years, 2021, the only winning team that they beat was the Baltimore Ravens. And that was when they were that 0-8, and then they went on their 8-0 stretch. It was just a bunch of garbage. that
Lamar
they
didn't
beat,
play.
right?
I
Yes,
believe-
no. That's why I said it, right? 2022, they beat the Ravens again. Then they beat us, but I told y'all how I feel about that win. You guys can feel however you want. I've already said my piece about that win. And now we're here this year, and they haven't gotten one yet. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is the same question I've had for 3 years. This isn't something that I'm now like, oh yeah, should I be questioning them now? No, this is exactly why every time we have our arguments and I'm like, nah, I'm not buying it, is because I haven't seen it in 3 years. Now, we can take away 2021 because McDaniel wasn't there, right? So fine, new regime, we wash our hands of 2021. But we still have 2022 now, and so far into this year, I'm sitting here still like, you can beat up and have convincing wins against bad football teams. You can get a solid win against good football teams, but then you lose to the top creme de creme.
Question: who needs to do more to earn your benefit of the doubt? The Dolphins or the Lions?
I mean, that is a legitimate.
That's a good question.
Because I don't know.
In the same spot.
I don't know.
I feel like they're in the same spot, except the reason why I fight even more against the Dolphins is because
the AFC is
Lions.
tougher.
Well, not just that, but the Lions don't have the same hype around them that the Dolphins have had over the past couple of years, which is why I don't fight so strongly against them, because Jared Goff don't get the love that Tua get. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. It's not. I mean, that's because so it's like I have to fight harder. I have to fight harder when it comes to the Dolphins people and what they're saying versus the Lions.
He's good now,
but that's a tough one. That's good. I think they're both in the same spot. I think they're both. The legitimacy is there, except for the Lions. To me, are where the Dolphins were last year. Like, they're last year's Dolphins.
Okay.
To me.
I mean, that's
and they're
in terms of expectations.
Think about it. In 2021, in 2021, the Dolphins went on their 8-0 win streak, but they fell short, couldn't get to the playoffs. Last year, the Lions went on their streak, couldn't go to the playoffs.
After starting 1-7.
Yes, right? Couldn't go to the playoffs. Okay, so then this year comes, and then the hype started circling around the Lions this year, like it started circling around the Dolphins last year, and they're not getting there. So it's like they're just a year behind the Dolphins, but it seems like it's the same progress. So I give them till next year, I guess, to see if they're or if they can.
Well, but we know the Lions.
ahead
But we
of
know
them.
the Lions are about to win the division.
Well, yes, and on top of that, they, as you said before, the Lions have the benefit of the doubt that they're playing in the NFC. Not the benefit of the doubt; they have the benefit of playing in the NFC versus in the AFC.
Yeah.
So there's more monsters and quarterbacks that you got to deal with in the AFC.
And there's more optimism because of the peaks that the Dolphins have. The Lions don't have somebody like Tyreek Hill. Nobody do. We still have to see what Jalen looked like. And they have Jalen and Xavier, and then they got Bradley Chubb and others who are now growing up in that defense. So there's still optimism around that situation.
Yeah. So I should say that there should be more expectations around the Dolphins at this point than there should be around the Lions, because the Lions
for sure
are just coming into it after trying to squeak by last year.
Yeah.
So that I think that's a fair assessment to make on that.
And the Dolphins did make the playoffs last year.
And they scored 70 points in the game this year.
Let's quick. This is gonna have to be real quick, so that we can get into our Monday night game.
Speed it up.
Stud and duds of this week. Studs and duds.
Shout out Tyler Badger, man.
Hey, I'll go.
D2,
Hold on.
pull
One
up.
at a time.
I was getting it out the way.
Is that your stud?
That's absolutely my stud. Going out getting a dub in the NFL is challenging for anybody. But given the circumstances that you have had, rose to the occasion, y'all did what y'all needed to do. You was efficient, got people working, got the dub. Shout out Tyler Badger. Go ahead, big dog.
Man, look, my stud is Myles Garrett. That's a scary man.
That is the right stud. That's right. I'm sorry, Tyler.
A scary,
number 2.
scary
D2
man.
number 2.
All right, and he is capable of winning a game by his damn self, and he damn near did that yesterday.
Literally by himself.
Literally by himself. 2 sacks, a blocked field goal. There's no reason why a guy that's 6'5", 6'6", 280, how he clears linemen.
We've seen him box jump though. We knew that this ain't nothing out the ordinary for him.
That's nuts. But it's still amazing.
Oh, it's crazy. No
matter
sure.
how every time he does it, it's still absolutely amazing. It's not normal. That dude's a goddamn alien, man. I'm sorry.
He's great.
Myles Garrett is my stud.
Love watching him play.
Hey, my stud, I'm gonna give it to the whole Baltimore Ravens defense because they did something that nobody thought they would do.
And what that is.
And that's stifle this Lions offense to a point where
Nobody.
to a point. No, you didn't know it was gonna be like that. They literally
You didn't
shut
expect
them
them
out
to
in
get
the first
28
half,
to nothing.
and they
You didn't
had
expect them to be
one
that way.
touchdown the whole game.
Yeah, you
Like,
didn't expect that.
That is an insane mark that I'm just like, nah. Like they was like, oh, some people doubt us. We gonna show up. Jared
Lions
Goff
a little
threw the
funky.
ball 55 times.
I remember I was
Like-
dropping passes. I was getting upset with him.
Like it's
Still
like
had 13.
they instilled like doubt in the Lions, and I'm just like that was hard to do because they have dominated opponents other than the loss that they had against the Seahawks prior.
For a good team's journey, though, the Lions needed that. They all need to experience what that loss is like, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, how they're executing, what energy they're bringing, and combining that with their scheming, just being ready to play, and what that's like week in and week out. Stud boy, that boy.
My stud is Tyrod Taylor. That's my stud.
Tyrod.
Tyrod Taylor, you my stud. Because everybody
You miss
doubted
him?
you, man.
You miss him? It sounds like you miss him, low key.
No.
Probably wish
Josh
you beat
Allen.
him.
You don't wish he's he's Josh's backup.
No, because he deserves a starting job. And you play for your starting job, sir. Play for your starting job.
The man like mid-30s, isn't it?
He is
Something like that. It's,
So, if it ain't too late for Gino, Tyrod can have a chance too.
it might
Nah,
be.
Gino got a few more years.
It might be a little too late. It might be a little too late.
Tyrod,
Hey, nah, Gino playing well.
Tyrod is showing what the Giants' offense could look like. I feel like he's going to continue to get
I
better.
mean, they
if he
only scored
continues.
14 points.
Yes, but it was first of all, it was functional. So let's start there, and that he brought stability to the
That's the
offense.
basic level of offense.
Right.
I don't know
He
how.
brought a stability. So now the next thing
Breaking all the way down.
is, to me, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, let him continue to get first team reps and let Dayball continue to sink into that. And watch Dayball figure some crap out that he can do with Tyrod.
Bro, they only scored in one quarter.
Hey, stability.
Hey, he said stability.
Tyrod do deserve a little flowers.
That's what
It's
I-
a sensitive subject.
They scored in the second quarter. They
Hey,
didn't score the
I
first,
don't know.
third, or the fourth.
I don't know, but that's a stud.
It's just there's a wider
It's
spectrum.
a stud for the win.
It's- yes.
There's a wider
For the win.
spectrum when Daniel Jones is playing. There's a higher floor with Tyrod. That's all he's saying.
All right.
There's a higher ceiling too.
It seems like he can run this offense better.
Oh, okay.
They scored-
Jalen Hyatt is all of a sudden on my radar. Didn't know he was going to be on my
But
radar.
they scored 23 points in the last two games.
Let him continue to
Okay,
grow.
hey,
I said let
look,
him
Eric,
grow.
Eric, you're done.
Let him grow.
My dud.
Yes.
Oh, damn. I guess I'll just stick with that game. The Commanders' offensive line, bro.
Woof.
How Sam Howell on pace to break David Carr's sack record? David Carr had that record on lock. Both the top two total sacks that one takes, I think it's David Carr. Maybe like 4 to top 5. I don't know. You're gonna have to check me. What are we doing? We can't get nothing done. We're never gonna be ahead of the sticks. We're never gonna be on plan if Sam Howell is on his ass the whole game. What are we doing? How has this been a problem for this long, EB? Come on, big dog.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
Eric Bieniemy,
What EB got to
put
do
somebody in
with
the box or something.
okay.
There has to be a solution.
It's okay. You can hear the hurt.
There's no way.
what I'm saying.
There's
You
no
can hear
way.
the hurt.
Every game, the Bears, how the Bears look
It's
good
okay.
against us
It's
on
okay.
it.
It's okay. It's all right.
There's no way. The Bears defense was bottom 3.
It's okay. It's all right.
They had Sam Howell running.
This man
Tripped.
is going
Ah.
through some pain, man. It's okay.
The Giants aren't
It's
good.
all right.
We shouldn't be
That's-
experiencing this
We gotta move on. Eric.
against these subpar
Eric,
teams.
Eric, we gotta move on. Eric. Eric, we gotta move on.
Oh.
We gotta move on. It's okay.
Yo,
man.
quick
Side,
with it.
sorry.
I'm
Come on.
sorry.
My
Come on.
dud, the Packers. They're bad. Okay. And I can't remember the last time I've seen this organization look and play this bad.
Because they're
They
brought back to reality.
They are terrible. That's my dud.
Bills defense.
Oh,
'Cause y'all let
no great.
y'all let
that
Mac-
man,
yo,
You know
y'all
what?
let Mac Jones.
that man looked you
Don't
dead
put-
in your eye and
Dog.
said,
Mm.
"Your defense a dud."
It sure did.
80%.
That's cold.
Y'all let him complete
83%
83% of his passes. Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
What happens when you don't have
Two touchdowns.
He was Mac Daddy against Jones.
No
Ooh.
picks.
Mm.
This man's
That's
been
crazy.
a turnover machine. Pick 6 city.
so you give no cares, huh?
Mike, none.
I'm so sorry, guys.
How cold-blooded is that? I had to look at him dead in the eye.
Come on.
It did make you feel a little better about the Commanders.
Come
I ain't gonna hold
on.
you, just a little bit.
Matt
In the
Jones.
moment, I'll come back to reality.
Cordell inside like, ow.
Hey, look.
Ow.
Hey,
I thought they'd get a little green.
Hey, look. Now we know who's better, Matt Jones over Daniel Jones. All right, I'm gonna hand it off to you.
I'll take Terod over both. How about that?
You're
Oh,
done.
word.
All right.
You're done.
My done. Y'all was trying to talk about cancer survivors. I don't give a god dang about no
I don't want to have nothing to do with this, dog.
Foster Moreau.
Damn.
That is the name.
But he's a Louisiana guy too.
Yeah, I guess not no more.
Take a lot of strength though, big dog. You're doing great work.
Views-
but
no,
definitely
The
gonna
views
talk about that
expressed
drop.
by Cordell are those of Cordell and Cordell only, and no one else on this show. Thank you.
That was a great job. That was-
Foster, you could beat cancer, but you can't beat the Jags, apparently. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I think it's a spirit injection.
Let me-
I've never carved a pumpkin before.
It shows.
I tried to do a little salt.
Something to lighten the mood.
Man, hit a little jawline right here. Got some teeth.
Bro.
Don't punch it though. The face. Oh,
Can
do not-
Can I finish with my dud?
Yes,
Got a little-
let him
little
finish
light
with his
there.
dub.
Eric, let me finish with my
Something to lighten
dud,
the mood, man, please.
bro. I'm looking at the depth chart. You third on it, Brody. And now we know why.
You were still going?
Foster
Oh,
Moreau.
hell.
How do you drop an wide open, back of the end zone,
We ain't gonna never,
Same way
30-second
Adams
pass
we ain't gonna never get sponsorships.
like that?
do. Same way Devontae Adams
Too
do.
toxic.
What we doing, big dog? Come on, 17.
I
Too toxic. Come on.
just don't know what else to tell you, man. Like,
The pressure, bro. The moment was
Who
too
gonna
big.
come on the show?
Nigga, like, y'all talking
I'm-
about? Oh.
that's you my dud, bro.
It was fun while it lasted, guys.
You know.
Man.
Hey,
I wanted to make sure you had that so that when you put it together, like my voice was heard clearly for the montage.
Hey, I don't know how much of that will ever be shown, re-racked ever again.
It was fun while it lasted.
But you gotta do your job. I'm sorry. Say what you gotta say, Cordell. You're doing a great job.
All right. So now on to brighter pastures. 49ers have Vikings, huh? How about it?
Sure. Look what you did to their shoulders, bro.
Bro, hey, look.
49ers
Hey.
at Packers.
No Debo, no
Vikings.
Trent, no products.
Vikings.
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 I said Vikings.
You-
You said
No, you
Packers.
said Packers.
I'm so
You
sorry.
said Vikings the
The
first
first
time.
time.
49ers.
Then Packers the second time.
49ers at Vikings. No Debo Samuel. No Trent Williams.
Mhm.
Christian McCaffrey is back. Brandon Ayuk is still on the field, of course. Vikings don't have Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might get ugly. Let's put it out there.
For who?
The Vikings.
And what if it doesn't?
Trap game. Could be trap game.
I don't know about ugly,
Back to
but
back
I
would
do
be
see
crazy,
the
though.
49ers are winning.
They should be focused.
I don't know if did we choose our dogs?
This your
Yeah,
dog?
we did.
I think this is gonna be my dog.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I got
I wouldn't
49ers.
have chosen now that I know no Debo.
Ain't no Trent.
I'm choosing this as my upset alert.
McCaffrey still out there. Kittle's still out there.
Somebody gonna get after the passer?
Are you-
They gonna
Again,
take advantage of that?
what
Right.
is McCaffrey gonna really be out there?
It's McCaffrey. He's out there.
I personally don't
Going
think
up
he
against
should.
this
I personally don't think he
this
should be out there
loaded
at all.
Vikings
So essentially,
defense
look, at the end
that
of the
you were
day,
talking
he's
about
like-
coming
he's-
to the year.
Hey, man.
No, I personally don't think that he should be
Boy's
out there
eye.
to begin with. But if they're gonna put him out there, then so be it. It will make me so upset if he goes out there and injures himself further and it becomes more severe. Like that's like now with all seriousness, like that is why I'm hoping that if he is out there, they're not just out there playing him like he's at full health. Because I really don't. He's on.
It's a
an
long
MVP
season.
He's on an MVP race. Like, even though people are gonna say he's not, like I have him as one of my MVPs if I was naming my top 5.
Yes.
And so I'm just like,
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
don't want anything bad to happen to him.
And
If Purdy loses this game, I'm in more question now. There's more question marks.
The Vikings,
He
He
doesn't
when we
wanna
talked
have
about,
fun.
he just that's
He
what it
just- he
is.
just wants to have
He's just
fun.
looking
Hey,
for questions.
when we
Purdy.
talked about our pesky teams earlier, the Vikings are kind of respectable, but they're not really that pesky.
What?
Like, I feel like the
With
other
no
teams
Justin
you mentioned-
Jefferson?
I feel like
Justin Jefferson?
I feel like the other
Well,
team.
nah, because they're usually still in one
Pesky-
score game.
When you're saying pesky, you're what I hear is they are another word?
Like you
I feel
don't
like
go away.
all those other teams do one thing that's
Yes.
annoying. Like the Steelers, their defense is annoying. The Titans, Derrick Henry is annoying. Like what's annoying about the Vikings? You know what I'm saying? That's where my pesky comes into play.
Yeah, competitive. It's always a competitive game. So if they're not out here getting blown out like crazy.
They're
They've been losing a
respectable.
lot of
Close
one
games,
possession
bro,
close
one-
games.
yeah.
That's pesky. That's feisty. Like they're frisky. They're there. They just can't come away with the dub. But
I mean, every loss has been a one-score.
yeah,
loss,
so I'm
yeah.
not expecting this to be some sort of dominance. Not sitting here thinking that this game could get ugly. No,
Think
I'm not thinking that at all. I think that the Vikings have a chance, and if Purdy comes out here and plays the same way he played last week, as soon as Debo and McCaffrey was out, I can easily see the Vikings finally pulling away a one possession win and turning it in their favor.
you see how Drake Greenlaw just stuck that man?
This is one play.
They felt that one. That could be the energy center right there. First play, Pope, go ahead. You
Well,
know
nah,
what
the first play they got 20 yards.
Oh, you're right. The running play. Second play. My bad. First play of that set. Okay, my fault. They back.
So that's all I'm saying. Upset alert, and I mean
Upset alert.
that's what I said. That's what when I make you my dog, I'm saying it's an upset alert.
With no Justin Jefferson?
Do y'all put
With no
real
Justin
candles?
Jefferson.
Rip.
With no
Y'all
Justin
put fake
Jefferson.
candles.
Wow.
Who's
Charvarius Ward just ripped the ball away from Jordan Addison,
Yeah,
who's
let's do it.
the likely primary option for Kirk Cousins. And now a minute and a half into the game, 49ers have a turnover.
Yo, dog.
No Justin Jefferson, you get
as a dog?
I didn't say that.
I didn't sit here and say that they
Marcus
were
was
winning.
like,
I
hey.
said they're on upset alert.
Marcus-
I don't feel like
with no Justin
that's
Jefferson.
horrible. So what if this is a one possession game?
I can't see it as such.
All right.
I can't.
All right.
Addison can't even get off the line.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, I got 49ers. So
I think
Absolutely.
we all have 49ers. I just
Handily.
got
I have them
upset
handily.
alert.
It's a 2-score game at least.
I can
Alright.
see 2 scores.
I ain't mad at that.
Oh.
Signs off the big dog. What you got in your jacket? Who the stripes or the badge? Who army
You
that is?
tell me,
Who
Eric.
sergeant?
Who is it, Eric?
Is that Blue Lock?
He did this last time too. He did this last time.
He says that blue up.
It's Attack on Titan. My
All
bad.
right.
I forgot which unit,
No
but it's
idea.
in the show.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I'm trying to think.
Go ahead.
Attack on Titan.
Sign us off, man, so we can get to this
Yep,
game.
I'm a scout. Y'all know it. For y'all who do. For me, Cordell, I'm outie.
Marcus Falcons in first place.
Holla! E-Rob.
It's
Also,
Deuce.
please don't forget to like and subscribe and share
Like
with
and
everybody.
subscribe. Tell everybody.
We will be live on Thursday again.
Thursdays.
Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Be breezy.
Ba-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da!